that's my question for you. What would you like to see? How do you do? I'm Tommy, Tommy'sOutdoors.com. And since you click on that video, you already know what happened. I was invited to a podcast, and maybe a month and a half later, my invitation was revoked because we don't support hunting. And don't ask me who they were because it was all done in private. It was all very courteous. As a content creator myself, I fully appreciate that content creators have a full right to profile their shows and invite who they want. No hard feelings, no grudge of any sort, and I wish them best for the future. So you may ask, why are you even making this video, Tommy? Well, because I need your help. I need you to help me answer some questions related to my podcast and what I do. Is there anything to be learned from, especially from the unpleasant situation like this? Because, there's no two ways about it. It was unpleasant to get invited and then uninvited, especially because of the stuff that you talk about on your show. You see, Tommy's Outdoors is education podcast. So I'm trying to present every problem from various angles, trying to give you like a balanced view. I invite people who rehabilitate and care for wildlife, and I invite hunters and anglers. I invite farmers, and I invite rewilders. I invite game managers, and I invite environmental NGOs. And obviously, these people quite often have opposing views. And that obviously means that my audience also have a various points of view. And that's great, because I always say that if after listening to my podcast, even one person goes like, I never thought about that. I never thought about this from that angle. Then my job is done. Good job, Tommy. This is what it's all about. Try to present different points of view and get people understand each other more. So all that is cool in the gang, but there is one issue. Having open mind and listening to points of view that you not necessarily agree with is hard work. But we all know that divisiveness these days is everywhere. People grouping themselves in those tribes, and especially social media is fueling that. So sometimes I feel like with every episode of the podcast, I'm getting half of my audience upset. Oh, how can you talk to this hunter who kills defenseless animals? Oh, how can you give a platform to this rewilder who wants to destroy rural communities? And at the end of the day, as a content creator, I am for audience. I'm doing what I do for my audience. It's hard to build a loyal audience when with every episode, half of them is upset. Perhaps they were right. Perhaps I'm making a mistake trying to be balanced and cover all points of view. Perhaps they already know that. And they knew that if they have me on the podcast and I will say the word hunting, their audience will be upset. Perhaps I should learn that lesson, and instead of trying to cover everything and all points of view, just go one direction. Tommy's Outdoors, it's hunting and fishing. Tommy's Outdoors, it's rewilding and conservation. Period. End of. Then going forward, at least I can start creating very profiled show. So that's my question for you. What would you like to see? Would you like me to continue on my current trajectory and sometimes hear from people and hear points of view that you may not necessarily agree with? Or would you prefer if I make that show much more profiled? So that is my question. Please help me answer that question, how the future of Tommy's Outdoors should look like. Let me know in the comments, either under this video or under social media posts, and I will see you in the next one.